Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So in this video I am in Finland. I'm back from China. This time I'm going to talk about what it feels like when I'm in Finland and all the cultural shocks. The last 24 hours in China was actually quite interesting. I woke up pretty late. I already had packed the day before. It was a little bit sad saying goodbye to all my favorite cafes and restaurants because the food is so good. It's something that you can't get here in Finland. After eating well, I went to the clubs and I spent there the whole night just enjoying dancing because the vibe is so good. You can't really match it here in Finland.
We broke the castle!
I fixed it. So the next day in the morning, my plane left at 9 o'clock. So I packed my stuff at 6 o'clock, I think, and I went to the airport. Time for the freaking last face scan. I got an egg and some nuts. They didn't have baozi yet. Lovely Chinese cars. Thank God I took a taxi to the airport, because if I would have gone with a metro, I would have to gone through the metro security check. But when I went to the airport, there was also a security check just at the door. But it's funny because that's not the actual security check. The actual TSA security check is inside. So at that point, I was not too worried. I had still 2 hours of just roaming around, so I went directly to the check-in desk and got my stuff sorted out. What I didn't know was that I had way too much stuff in my backpack, and I wasn't aware of that they check your backpack. And it was full of computers and books and everything you need for studying. I had to open up my backpack and empty it in my already overflowing suitcase. Next up, I went to the immigration, and the immigration was the slowest thing I have ever seen. There was a line of maybe 100 people, and then there was maybe like 5 people to check your passport. Like they took your fingerprint, they took a photo, they were asking where you were going. Finally, it was my turn. It took a couple minutes. It's quite interesting because in Finland we have like the automated machines that you just put your passport in and then it takes a photo and then you're out. But in China they still do the old-fashioned way, at least in Shanghai. But that's not even the beginning, because then I had to go to the actual security check, which was again in a huge line. Everybody took their time, and I had maybe 30 minutes to go until the plane left. So I was starting to get into a really big hurry. Luckily, it took only maybe 20 minutes for me to go through the security check, and then I was through. So that left me about 10 minutes to get everything that I wanted from the tax-free shops. So I was on the plane on my way back to Finland. It was quite interesting how the plane was flying through Russia, which is right now a very restricted airspace. So we landed, and I think the only thing that was like the most powerful feeling that I had, like when I landed, I saw this. Like just tons of forest, like so much green, blue lakes, fresh air, blue sky and green trees, forests as far as the eye can see. And when I saw that, I was just like, there was like a tear going down my cheek of like, God, I love this place. Even though I kind of miss the hustle and bustle of Shanghai. But just like, this is literally 30 minutes from the capital city of Finland, and I'm like in the middle of a forest, like a good forest. I have never appreciated this place so much. And it was also pretty dramatic in a way that like I was away for 1 year, and then just immediately I can understand everybody everywhere. It's the weirdest feeling ever, because like right now I can speak pretty good Chinese, just talking about the weather or ordering food or like having a little bit of like NPC conversations, but speaking like in a very complicated way, using nice words and like complicated nice phrases is impossible in Chinese. So like it's so weird when you come back to this and you almost forgot that you can speak your own language. Because especially me, except for like a couple days during the last year, when I have had the chance to speak Finnish with a Finnish person in real life. And now it's everywhere. Now I have 5 million people that speak the language. It's crazy. So suddenly you're back and nothing has changed. But in the same way, you have changed so much. I would never be here if I would be the last year's me, because like the last year's me never appreciated this, that you can go to nature and just be here for free. I can talk here, I can scream, I can go to the lake that's nearby. There's one there and another pond right there 100 meters this way. And I can drink the water from the lake and I won't die. Like China could never. And don't even get me started about the berries. There's so many blueberries, like I could make so many blueberry pies out of this. I came to Finland on Monday, and on that Thursday, like the biggest thing that's happening in the Nordic countries is midsummer. And midsummer is quite an interesting thing. So on that day, on midsummer, we celebrate the longest day, the highest heat, which is okay, we're in Finland, so it's like 25 degrees, but still, it's the warmest time of the year. There's no snow on the ground, there's just green grass. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And even though this is not a political channel, I still want to address a couple things about China that are different in our systems and like stuff that I've noticed now that when I come back. So the week after I came from China, I find out that there is the Pride Parade next weekend. So I go there and film around. There was a lot of political stances there as well. And I actually saw our former Prime Minister in the Pride Parade as well. And it was interesting how when you come back to the West world, how strongly people can voice their opinions. Then there's another thing which was about the immigration. So in the Finnish system, I have perceived at least that you can move to Finland quite easily. And the immigration policy has been quite open. And when you compare that to the Chinese system, if you study there, you have to be there for the set amount of time. And if you are there as a tourist, they make sure that you leave at the right time. I was lucky because I was in Shanghai. People were very open to foreigners because Shanghai has been like the center of kind of this international financial hub of China. Then another thing that I noticed was that a lot of products are likely made in China. For example, phones, the iPhone, the iPad, the MacBook, they're made in China. All the electric buses in Helsinki are Chinese buses, because that's still like a good business decision if those are the cheapest buses that you can get. And a lot of these like public transportation buses in Finland are made by BYD. It's funny because what I've heard and the general feeling I get about China is that China is something that you don't want to deal with, but still companies are working with it so much. For example, drones. DJI is Chinese. I didn't know it was a Chinese company. They make super good drones. Also, there are other things. For example, Temu, Alibaba. I didn't know that they were Chinese, but they are. But it's interesting how much Chinese stuff we use and how much stuff that is made in China is around us. So those are the things that I've thought after I come back from China. And this is only the beginning. I've only been here for a couple of weeks, and I can't stress it enough that going abroad and living in another culture is so good for you. Go to Asia or South America or somewhere that's like different from your culture. I used to think so kind of closed in my life. Like there's so many small things that you don't think about when you haven't been outside your country and when you haven't been seeing what other people do. So the next video is gonna be me and my friends hiking in the mountains of Norway. So right now we have 1,267 subscribers and 95% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed, so I hope you subscribe if you watch these. The next video is going to be really lit and I hope you're excited for that. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.